Let's go to the
I really need to have like, I would love to have enough money to have something where like anytime I hit live, I can have like a notification like light behind me that shows like live streaming. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
Oh my god, do it.
I was thinking just now I need to get like an ear cuff and put it on my cat ear.
Pretty sure there's something you can do with that, but let me mute this.
Speaking of which, Jodie, look what I got. I told Goldy,
Yeah.
so my ears are really sensitive to metal, so I stopped wearing earrings a while ago. I have cartilage piercings and they're okay, but my earlobes I never wear.
Oh yeah.
But they started making resin earring bat.
Oh,
So it's
resin?
like plastic-esque resin, but
I
it
need that
doesn't
as
make
well.
my ears itch.
Oh, that's also nice. Do you know what? But I kind of get the same thing when I haven't.
Is it all metals?
No, so all metals. If it's like white gold, then I'm okay. But like silver or sterling silver, so yeah, it has to be like super.
Oh, so you need
metals.
kind of pure the really unreactive metals, right? The
Yeah.
really reactive ones, right?
And that's expensive. So like getting something like this that's just like resin in your ears, like yay!
I didn't know that was a thing. Well, thanks for telling me.
I didn't either, but yeah.
Robbie, it's gonna be a fun session.
We'll find out how much progress we can put through here. So Goldy and yes, we're live.
Yes.
Goldy and Van, are you guys good to go?
Hi.
All right, let me move some stuff around. Why is the video wrong? Oh, it's because Chef's camera's off. Okay. Chef, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Can you like cover your cam and then you can pop it on? Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Oh god.
Yeah,
wake up.
Yeah.
There you are.
Are you good to go?
I'm not awake either.
Yep.
Okay, Dallan, are you here?
I hear you a little
I
bit.
hear some shuffling.
Mr. Deli.
The cat's taken over.
Maybe
Mr. Dallan.
maybe he dumped on the. Oh! There's something.
There we go. Jesus
There you go.
Hey!
You must have bumped some of the mute button, I think.
No, I was trying to get the headphones to work in Discord.
Got it. Okay. So everyone's good to go?
Good to go.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Would someone like to do the recap this week? I've done it for the last couple times, but someone want to take a crack at it?
What happened last week? Maybe I can do it. I never do it because I can never remember.
You should
I was accused of not being a doctor.
Last week, Kyle did a trial, and I had to go like, what was that thing in that tunnel?
Goldy.
And I had to do the trial. Was that was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I did a trial, and yeah, like we had to go. Kyle went back in time, or it felt like he went back in time in that trial, and it was like pretty hard, and like he got fucked up. But then he jumped out, and his horns are bigger.
You got a name too.
Oh yeah, it was like Autumn Leaper or something. What else happened?
I hope Cari wrote them down because I literally don't remember them either.
It's not my name. I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, no, I just remember. I didn't forget. I didn't forget about it. And then after that, the owl, whose name I've forgotten, went for a flight, or said they went for a flight. I was going for a flight, and then I can't remember.
Cal, our names was said in.
This is why I don't do the recap.
Cal, our names was said in the actual stream. We can look them up, and the next time we'll just make sure that we know them.
Yep.
Okay. I was trying to
It's fine.
I was trying to because I never contribute to these recaps.
Can I tag you?
Ever. It's like the second one I've ever done in 2 years. This is why I don't do it.
Do you want me to tag in?
Yeah. Well, did I even write shit down? I think I might even write shit down. Did I write stuff down?
So
I did.
after that, we oh
What about
God,
yours?
I'm
Your
as well.
story. Do yours.
Me?
Yeah, you
Uh,
also did the trial.
I also did the trial, and unexpectedly, it was about basically the route I took, and realizing that perhaps I have a few lingering thoughts about loneliness and just certain things of my family, my brother, my father. I had to just absolutely put aside, even though I haven't, and I came out there looking a little bit better. And I actually made a doll, even though I didn't have to, and put a little put my half the necklace on it, and yeah, it was good for me, and I hope I inspired Chalcedony to go through with it.
Yeah. Cal was inspired, and that's because Cal went second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, so I was Cal's inspired and thought, yeah, I can do it. So because you did it,
Cari was inspired.
but you didn't do it.
I
No, you
didn't say
weren't.
Devii was inspired.
No.
I said
Oh, right,
Cari
you
was.
didn't. No, you didn't.
You mocked us more than anyone
Devii,
else throughout
yeah.
whatever, I don't care.
Devii did not like it.
Regardless, we both did it. I believe we had we had a long rest, and then we made our way to the Sky Tower shelter, where we were first engaged. Not engaged, right? I saw. That's right. I saw four things that I couldn't identify flying up high, and by the time we managed to reach what I believe would be the actual front entrance, I don't know for certain, none of us do. Turns out that those flying creatures were what's
Griffin.
the C word? Griffin.
Also
I
starts
don't
with
begin
a
with
C.
C.
I was actually gonna say chimera, but I got that wrong because I'm thinking of something else entirely. My mistake. It was the conversation we had about them actually. Never mind. Ignore that.
It's a griffin.
Anyway,
Tagging in before we left, all of us got chewing charms
Yes.
also.
Yes.
oh, that's right. Yes, I wrote
I didn't
my
get
mom
one.
down. You did.
Well,
You didn't
Only
say
4
you
of us
interacted
did.
with them.
We didn't interact with them.
Well, what? He just said all of us.
Sorry, some of us.
Oh, there's a snow warning. Is there going to be snow today?
Well, you want to skip the details? Like we all know what they
That's
are.
what a synopsis
Yeah.
is usually for.
Tobacco.
How do I change?
Guys, I think we should probably just redo the entire session as a recap.
Yeah,
That
there you
way
go.
Probably
everyone
good.
knows
Sounds
what's going
good.
on.
I think a recap was fine. I think we can move on.
We met with the leader and his husband and his
The
Oh yeah, I
chief.
forgot about that. We went to the other tribe.
There is the chief. There is an old woman that may be considered like a high priestess.
yeah.
And someone who is her husband. We basically explained that several times over.
His husband.
Her husband. Whoops, my bad.
Hey, Sky Tower Shelter's tribe name, you guys would know this, is called Arkanathi. I
Arkanathi.
believe Breker has this, or Devii has this written somewhere.
I
But
did not.
this is back when I was giving you guys the general synopsis of the two tribes and when you were scouting them out. But it's the Arkanathi and the Thun Lakalaga. Yeah, the fun one to say. The Arkanathi are at Sky Tower, and the Thun Shakalaka, Thun Shakalakas are at the Worm Doom Crag.
Okay, now I'm
Ogalai Orc Splitter, double O, is the Worm Doom Crag chieftain.
From Doom Crab.
And the chieftain that Mesh was able to deduce using a lot of his kind of physical
Detect
features,
thoughts.
his detect thought
Brain.
features, thank you, was
And Ica.
at Sky. What's that?
Kanaika.
Yeah, I think that's right. I just want to make sure that this stuff is accurate.
Oh, she's blind. He's blind. She's blind.
He's not the chieftain who's blind. The chieftain's mother is the old one that came down with his husband.
Okay, so the
And she's
figure
the one
beyond the
who's
gate, the big one that you saw, the
Oh,
leader
that's-
at the gate, is the chieftain. His
Very
name is
confusing.
Arn Rockfist.
At this point, anybody's husband could be anybody. As far as we know.
A-R-N.
Oh.
A-R-N. Okay, Arn
Arn.
Akhenathi. That is the only name that I will give you because you haven't asked. Is all in thoughts, and things in surface thoughts would have been using Arn and Rockfist and Chieftain Akhenathi. It would have been a big mixture of all of his names, right? Because he's an important figure and he's in charge of kind of.
Then who's
Talking to you.
Kanaika that you gave me? You gave me a name, Kanaika.
So his mom.
Okay, you do not know how this person. Kanaika is the husband's mom.
Okay, it's Kanaika's the
Mother-in-law.
mom. Then you misplaced the name, I think, when you were giving me the codes.
Probably. It was very rushed, but yes.
Yeah.
Kaniaka is how you want to say it. I think.
Kaniaka,
Kaniaka.
that's it.
K-A-N-I. Kani, and then AKA
Kaniaka.
Kaniaka. Or
Alright.
I have a pronunciation guide in the book. I could look it up, but guess what? I don't care. I'm not going to. It sounds close enough, and I've got 2 different languages that I have pronunciation stuff for, so I'm not going to add another, just to be culturally sensitive. Sorry.
2. This isn't actually. Well, I guess is it mimicking a real culture?
Yes.
Or okay, never mind then.
They
For
are
some reason I
tribes
thought it-
folk, so yeah. I think they
Oh,
would be
okay.
derivative from somewhere in the Norway region, would be my guess. So potentially like using tribes, but also using Viking imagery. It's weird. Mountain folk, I don't know.
Mixture of
okay.
things.
I think that's all you got. Besides the fact that Mesh is correct that Kaniaka is blind. Or seemingly blind.
I know that I had mentioned to her that I was a doctor and I could help. And
Healer.
did Breker.
It's the difference between doctor and healer. Be
So
careful.
let's set the scene.
Oh yeah,
There is
needed
Oh my god.
There is a barricade.
not doctors.
Yeah.
Well, let's set the scene. You guys are walking up a very long, like causeway that hugs the mountainside, and it's the northwest face of a 15,000 foot mountain. So you guys have probably had to walk with the dogs in a very awkward fashion to get them here at this point, because the causeway is probably only about 20 feet wide at max. No, it says 10 foot wide once you get close to the barricade, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's
Come-
fine.
So you can see that the causeway is very narrow up ahead, and it opens up to a smaller kind of platform that's difficult to see beyond all of these barricaded pieces that have now been freshly opened by the Goliaths. As they welcome you in, you can see behind the barricade is a lengthy platform, probably the better part of 20, 30, 40, 50, 70 feet long, but only about 30 feet deep. And then there is a southerly pathway, and then there is a further secondary staircase directly behind the barricade. There's another staircase going straight up. And the staircase seems to fork at the top to a high point where you can see a couple people with crossbows or spears at an even higher point off to a side, and then the fork leads deeper. We will allow you passage. if the healer would like to take a look.
Yes. Yes.
Very well.
Oh, that does offend you.
Mesh, once they allow people through, it's almost as if this is a hard thing to do, because I think that as somebody that's played a lot of like athletic events and also participated in martial arts sparring, I don't think that surface thoughts are really there. You can maybe feel just the tension is probably about it. It doesn't seem like they're really doing anything. It almost seems like they're just waiting for you to make a wrong move.
Okay.
So they're not thinking about anything. They're not thinking about who they need to go communicate with. They're not even thinking about what the chieftain's motives are. This is like a circle of trust, and everyone is very much like, he said this, that's the order. We listen, we do it. We know the rules. If they fuck up, then we're gonna get them. It's kind of that type of tension. Think of this as like you walked into like someone else's house. Everyone's like,
everybody's just like,
everyone's on edge.
Eyeing individually and each 50.
Right.
Yeah.
But that would indicate to you that all of them are very well trained warriors, because their minds are clear. Okay. I don't believe that.
Did they make us drop our weapons or pick them up again? I remember something like that happened.
I think Breker, didn't you say something specifically with dropping the weapons, that you said that you never, your hands were up and you were just not planning on drawing them, something like that last time? I can't remember who it was that said something like that.
I don't remember drawing.
We didn't drop our weapons. I know that much.
I'm pretty sure you did not drop weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember the topic coming up. I don't know what happened after that.
Okay, so here's what we'll do as an intermediary. They don't do anything as far as frisking, but they do gesture at a box that is next to another, like, we're talking, I'm saying a box. Think of this as like a long crate that can fit battle axes and spears. There's battle axes and spears in 2 different crates, and there's another crate that is empty, which seems to be what the maybe is another spear or battle axe section that most of the warriors have removed things from, and they're gesturing for you to put your weapons in there without a word as you come through the barricade. Obviously, they don't really understand magic very well. Devii is an indicator of your abilities. Like, you knew that from the previous tribe, and Vanvalor would also be communicative of this. They would probably not. I would even say that they probably don't know what to do with your instrument, Van. It's threatening enough, so it's up to you. What you want to do with explaining yourself. Once they get there, they probably scratch their head and kind of fold their arms, kind of puzzled at what to do with your weapon, whether to ask for it or not.
I'll just keep it on me, but like on my back with the instrument. Just
so you'll just kind of like do like a T pose and spin around and be like shrug.
Yeah.
I'd say why don't you just roll me a performance check or general charisma. So I guess this would mean that you get half proficiency plus your charisma. So what if you got any skills that use charisma that you don't have proficiency bonus in, that you can roll half proficiency, just use that.
Oh, we're at an airport, aren't we?
It doesn't look like it. Yeah, all my charismas are.
Okay, just roll charisma and then like click the charisma skill at the top and then just add half your proficiency after.
Fucking god. Okay. 7.
Is that with the
A
extra
nat
bonus
1,
or
a
not?
failure.
Oh, a nat 1.
No, it was a 1. Yeah.
All right, one of the guards is like, here's what I'll do. Okay, so first of all, I'll do it from your point of view, and then I'll give it to Mesh because he's gonna pick up some thoughts on this one.
Uh-huh.
So while this is going on, Mesh, you're not gonna be able to stop this. pretty much, because this is going to happen very quickly. When you wheel around, the guard stops you and grabs the strap and just kind of does the hinge off and takes the thing and sets it in the bin for you.
Okay.
But he doesn't say anything. Mesh, the guy just thinks, I don't know if it's threatening enough. Kind of like you see him eye his friend, who's still puzzled. He's like, it's got blades on it. It's got enough cause. I'm going to play with it later.
Oh, shit. No.
I just smirk.
Anyone else not particular with their weapons or trying to conceal anything?
I probably have a dagger in my boot, but that's like my backup dagger.
I'm not even gonna make you roll
A
for
dagger in my
stealth.
boot.
Nash, your stealth is filth right now. So if you want to hide a dagger, you just tell me how many. You're just gonna make sure you give up something.
Yeah.
But that's standards and practices for you.
Yeah, I'll put my rapier in the box.
Goldy and Breker, you guys got beacons. You gotta set down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put like everything I want that needs to go down, but I'm gonna look the person in the eye as if you're in charge of this. If this goes away, I want to know why.
Breker, you giving any attitude too?
Breker would kind of walk past the weapon collection booth and start, he'd put the trident that he's holding in the bag and then pull out the hammer from like his backup holster and put that in the bag, and then pull out like 3 more daggers and swords from the bag of holding and like just pile them up there.
I think this is scary.
There's more, but
I want to do this.
Sufficient.
Yeah.
I chose not to.
Why don't I want an intimidation check from both of you.
Oh,
even if you don't intend it, this is like they've never seen weapons like these before. You guys walking up here with just like
there's already
military grade shit.
There's already 10 weapons from me.
Great axe.
7 weapons from me already on the table.
Great axe. Javelin. Anyway, okay.
This guy's fucking violin is sharp. What the fuck?
13.
So Goldy, and Breker, if you would prefer to adjust your roll using your strength score instead of your charisma, you may do so. So you can arbitrarily change the number. Instead of getting like a +1 to your charisma, if you have like a +4 to your strength, you can add that instead.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so what was the
actually
final?
trying to intimidate.
16.
And Goldy, yours was?
I'm just strictly keeping it at 13. I'm not actually
13?
trying to intimidate him.
So I think for Goldy, they probably look at your weapon, and then they look at your physique, and they're probably like, yeah, you probably need about that much strength to like lift that kind of a gaze. It's like, that's a big axe. So they're like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna say this is that they probably recognize the runes on it because it has giant runes in it, but they may not be able to really parse like what it does. They probably just think it's like you really don't like giants, or maybe they like side eye you because they think that maybe this is like you don't like Goliaths either. Breker, for you, when you put
ask your axe if Goliaths are considered giants. You know, it is called Giant Slayer after all.
For Breker, when you put the trident down, their eyes get pretty big, like Aquaman just walked in or something.
Like as he drops it to Breker, there would be like a noticeable like thunder, like lightning bolts going from his fingers to the trident as he puts it down.
For sure. Yeah, it's like it's magnetized like a what are those things? Like a Tesla coil.
Like...
Oh yeah.
Kind of just like zapping and then kind of like disconnecting. And then I'll say that it probably has a little bit more of a golden tinge to it, so it makes it look extra magical rather than more like physical storm. And then you whip out the hammer, and that's what does them in. It's like, this guy's got 2 big weapons. Like, this is overkill. So you see one of the guys kind of like does this.
Is that a new cat? Where'd that cat come from?
You
I've seen it
Giant
before.
And then
kite.
Breker rides past on his bear. Or Breker's like puts it on the box and then walks past with bear like right behind him.
You see that they're definitely like a little intimidated, and then after Breker passes, Mesh is like trying to get a read on them and can't. But one of the guys goes over to like the box, kind of does like one of those like peers over, looks at Breker, and then kind of like uses his boot to like nudge the hammer just a little bit to make sure it gets all the way in the box, just to be like, I did something.
I think it also adds to that intimidation factor, the fact that
He doesn't want to touch
the
it.
rest of us don't. No, the rest of us don't react.
Right.
Like we
Yeah.
all react as this is normal.
All of you are very cold. I think as an arbitration to this, or not an arbitration, but like as like a result of these checks, I just imagine that Devii and Cal are probably bringing up the rear, and with Mesh, and Cal like probably draws both of your weapons to put them in the crate, and they kind of like double back a little bit with the spears, but you're just drawing them to put them in. But it's like such a seasoned move for a mercenary as yourself that
do we have to?
yeah, you got to put them away.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so you just put them in the bin with a little bit, maybe a little bit of a flourish, and they kind of get a little jumpy based off of Breker walking on a polar bear.
Cal does everything. Flourish.
Do you do the Cal? Does Cal do the thing where you like walking by the guards and then like just kind of like calm and cool, and then you like one of the guys is like watching you, like really trying to mask that he's not afraid, and then Cal just kind of goes like does a little like jump at them, and they kind of like flinch.
Cal winks at them. That's what he
What
does.
winks at him? Ooh, even better.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just find one that you like and you give him a wink.
Yeah.
All right. All right, sounds good. And then Devii
Back
puts your
back
like
and
dainty
go.
rapier in there.
I like because I only have one weapon. I'm just like. It's like the ooh, it's one.
Mesh, do you just like
small
empty a pocket? It's
rapier.
just like it's just
See,
daggers for like
I'm
you're just like taking time.
I'm just constantly taking out weapons like ting 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 ting.
This is like when they brought in Black Widow to like get all of her weapons. She's like, oh sorry, I forgot about one. It's like,
Yeah, and I walk away, and then like, oh shit, one more. Toss it back, and it falls right back in the bin.
yeah, probably just sinks into the lid, just sink.
You reach over to one of the guards and pull a dagger out from behind his ear.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
What?
Okay. So all of that to say that it looks like the group is going to take you from the main entrance through the let's see here. So this area is called the S2 Barricade and Chieftain Zone. Okay, so you guys can see that there's like 5 stoic looking Goliaths up top that ladder, or that staircase to what looks to be just like an overlook. And so there's 5 stoic looking guards that look to be a bit more relaxed up here than tense. And there's like a 10-foot high rocky outcropping with the stairs beside it that lead to it. There also seems to be something on the corner of this is a outcropping with a large empty nest, big enough for a couple of you guys to sit in there comfortably. And there are 2 rough hewn tunnels, like I said before, where it forks at the top of those stairs at the back of the ledge that lead deeper into the mountain. Down below, you can see there's another tunnel that leads deeper into the cave area. And they, as you guys kind of walk past to go up the stairs to see this stuff, you can see a rough-hewn passageway that slopes southward. You can't really see much besides some ensconced torches towards the entrance, but there does seem to be some things carved on the wall that you can't quite make out from this distance, but it seems very purposeful that you guys are not going this direction for anything. Yeah, so you guys go up the causeway towards where the fork is,
Before we move past that, is it close enough that you could kind of like be like and try to look at the drawings?
When you come through the causeway where the barrier is, you can see there's like it's like a very long, like 100-foot thing, and then at the very, very south section of that 100-foot gig, there's a south path. But you guys are like probably about 60 feet away from the entrance, let alone being able to see in there.
So
and you're going straight up from one causeway to another set of stairs. So it's like you're not even being directed over there. And half of the people that probably are on guard duty are also obstructing your vision, even at the top and at the bottom of the stairs. So it's really difficult to see. But good question. So when you guys get up here, Arn says, "This way to my quarters, please." And he gestures towards the left pathway. And then he also says, let's see here. The other way is to the shrine. You won't need to go there. Or you will not need to go there. Please, come. But he doesn't talk to you when he says this. He gestures to his partner and his mother-in-law to walk ahead of you guys at a slow pace. So they set the pace, and you guys walk into a room that looks pretty well kept, I'd say. Inside of the next room is a 12-foot high cave with a roaring, crackling fire in the center. And the walls are lined with hunting trophies. So these would include skulls and pelts of various mountain-dwelling creatures. So anything you can imagine. Mountain goats, saber cats, crag cats. There might even be like one or two, or there might be like one smaller like mammoth skull just kind of mounted on the wall. And I think it would be fair to assume that there's probably a Yeti head notched into the wall, similar to what you saw the Yetis did to people, where they would take the heads off of their prey and put them into the wall. So this is like a very big feat of strength to be a Yeti and have their treatment done to them. Seated by the fire would be where you would see a wizened Goliath with long white hair, the grandmother, or the mother of the mother-in-law, sorry, who has now freshly sat in front of you. And she has a Yeti fur draped over her stooped shoulders. And then there is a tiger-sized feline with white fur next to her. And all of you, especially Vanvalor, would recognize this as a tamed crag cat.
Get on my level.
She just did. So, he gestures to the fire. If things go well, despite our grievances, and you do a favor for us, there may be some dinner in it for you. Please, have a seat. I'm not at least ill-kept to deny you a seat at the fire.
Breker would kind of linger on the trophies for a bit, with his own collection of trophies hidden away. He would kind of mention, like, are these the families, or are these a particular person's trophies? If you don't mind me asking.
He points to the mammoth. That was my first kill. And you can look at it, and now that you guys are in the room, the mammoth skull is like a baby. It's a small one. So it would be a young mammoth, but he killed it. And then he gestures to the Yeti fur on his mother's back. That is what took her age to present day. Weakened her bones under the scorching pressure of the blows to her knees. But I had the final strike against the Yeti. And you can see, I can always see where he is. And he points to the head in the wall.
Wise strategy. Keep your enemies close.
Indeed. Let me do a few
Breker,
introductions.
Pull out a chain of Yeti teeth, from this was one of our recent conquests on the Isle of Frost to the far north.
Holds out a hand.
It would be clearly 9 different Yetis.
You can see he grazes his thumb on them to get his thumb to bleed. And then sniffs a couple of them. Did you take out the whole tribe?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you take out the whole tribe of them?
There was an alpha that eluded us.
They are the harder ones. But it looks like you got most of them. Well done. I assume that this wasn't a solo venture. They're far too crafty for that.
No, this troop. We call ourselves the Songs of Summer, trying to end this constant winter that we find ourselves in up here.
I see. My name is Arn, to your tongue. And this is Harad, my mate. He goes by Cloud Strider here. And
Clouds.
this is his mother, Stormcrow. And you may refer to her as Kaniaka.
Head nod.
You say there's a medical issue that needs attention?
Yes.
We have some means of magical healing and a expert surgeon. And you can tell that pained Breker to say.
Good.
Even in the comfort of this fire and being able to kind of exchange trophies as warriors, and with you without your weapons and him armed, you can tell the situation is still very tense. I would like... there's only going to be a couple people I'm going to let to roll this, and I want to keep the reason hidden, so just bear with me. I would like Devii and Van and Goldy. Only you 3 can roll an insight check here. I feel like you are the only ones with the personal experiences to be able to discern this. I would potentially allow Breker to do this, but it's just a bit outside of his reach.
I've been slowly
Showboating.
Yeah, I'd say that you
23.
holding on to the ability to keep his attention is enabling this action. Van, you said you had 23?
Yeah, net 20, yeah.
Ooh.
I got 11.
Sorry, Cari.
14.
14. All right.
What I get for using a different dice.
So for Van,
It's always the dice.
and this is the reason why Mesh is not really getting anything here. Again, Mesh, seasoned warriors, clear minds. Like, it's very, very difficult to read. And they don't have enough information yet to really formulate thoughts. Van, you've been around this environment with your mother from a very young age. There is something interesting in the room with a power dynamic between the 3 that are there. Not the guards, but the 3 important names that you just exchanged. You know that with a natural 20, the names are the only people that you're allowed to learn about because they're the most valuable people in the room. And they seem to be the most important. So names are not exchanged because of interpersonal things. This is meant to show a level of distance. You know the leaders, and that's all you get. And secondarily, even though blind, you can tell with how things have been interacting that the mother has not missed a single beat. Even though she may be blind and feigning age has affected her senses, her ears are as sharp as ever. And she was saying that she couldn't hear certain things, but you now know that she's very in tune with them. And furthermore, the natural 20 gets you the last bit of information that's very important, is that you think she has potentially as much, if not more, sway than the chieftain.
Okay.
Otherwise, she wouldn't have been treated like this. This is tribes talk, right? The village elders, whether they're in charge or not, takes priority. And if you were able to somehow get this information to your group, you would be able to potentially explain it very well based off of your experience with one of the 4 tribes. I believe was the was it the bear tribe that you guys talked with, that you helped with the kind of trial where they were trying to like sacrifice the elders? It's very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So despite all of this stuff going on, you all sit down. Kaniaka stays seated and folds her arms next to the crag cap. It doesn't seem to be making any aggressive actions, but is watching you all. And Arn says, well, before anything happens, you should know our names, and we should know yours. I have shared the names of my tribe and myself that are important to our discussions. He just gestures to you.
Devii.
Breker.
Goldy.
Chalcedony.
Vanvalor?
Meshadieme.
Very well. Kaniaka starts speaking. It is a difficult thing that is going on between our tribes, but my eyes have been gone for an innumerable amount of time. Despite any of the repercussions that are going on, I vouched for your audience. But please show me what you can do before I allow more with our group here. Perhaps you do something for us and we do something for you. And she rises to, after Devii spoke, recognizing the correlation of names with the healer that was outside, she faces you. But does not move towards you.
Did Breker and I, have we come to the conclusion that this is magical healing, or is that something that we need to roll to it's magical or not?
I don't think you guys have to roll from here. You can see that there's some kind of let me just get through here.
I've been slowly casting detect magics just for in case.
You will be unable to do that without really breaking tensions because there's guards there. So if you would have to whip out your spell book and spend 10 minutes to do this and chanting and doing gestures and stuff, and that would be very, very weird.
Okay.
So if you want to do that, that's fine, but there will be ramifications, and it is not difficult to see what they might be.
Oh yeah, it's ritual, right?
So
What's your friend doing?
yeah. Just give me a brief second here, Cari. I want to try to figure out. There's just one extra section I need to double check. Okay. It seems that this will have to be my choice then. Okay. She says, you see, many years ago, the children of Sky Tower challenged the children of Wormdoom to a game of goat ball. One of the children of Wormdoom was angered by being knocked off of her perch and threw a ball at one of our griffins and struck it in the head. It wounded her in return, and thus the game was called off. And days later, Wormdoom had hunters that climbed to our mountain and slew the griffin in its nest. A grave insult to us at Sky Tower. And we have been at war between the two of us ever since. And that brings us to potentially your questions as a healer. I've been told by our mediciners, what is that called? Medicinal experts and herbologists here that there is nothing that they can do for my eyes. The light has been taken, but we're not exactly sure what was the cause. Perhaps it was deterioration, but I don't think it was age because, well, before I was this age, I had lost my sight. She lets out a light laugh at that. So it is under my best thinking that it could be something else. Perhaps magic, or a gifted healer or shaman might be able to do something else. But we do not have those in our tribes. Or at least not the ones that we trust. And she uses her blank, almost looks like cataracts have kind of like been a part of her eyes based off of not being able to use them. And she directs her face towards one of her, towards the chieftain. Or her son and her son, and they just nod.
Would you mind if I were to come closer and touch your face at all?
Whatever needs to be done.
Breker would be coming along as an assistant, like pulling out a doctor's bag out of the bag of holding and preparing instruments for Devii.
Ah, so you're gonna be a nurse to the healer.
And you know,
Looking at Devii.
Breker would kind of look at Goldy and be like,
more.
you know, next time you get hurt, I'm not gonna help you.
That's fine. I've got that one over there.
I'm just gonna try casting Cure Wounds 3 at 3rd level on her just to see if Cure Wounds is gonna help.
Yeah, give me a medicine check first.
Okay.
I'd say that's
Otherwise,
probably
maybe we'll
preemptive,
need lesser
right?
restoration from Breker over there.
Can I be helping with that?
Yeah, sure. I'll say you can help.
Thank you. I will need help. Medicine is my strong point, but it is not my rolling strong point.
You want to roll twice?
Yes, please.
My medicine is not good.
Okay, that's much better. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, doctor.
13, 14, 15,
Nice
16,
work,
17,
Doc.
18, 19, 20, 21. 21.
Your guess is that Cure Wounds might help with sealing some of the things, but potentially your best guess would be it might need a lesser restoration plus a Cure Wounds to kind of just patch it up at the end. If there's
With our
any
forces
nerve works.
combined. I don't have lesser restoration, do you?
I do.
It looks like we're gonna need a double. If you would be so willing to do lesser restoration, and I will do some
Absolutely.
Cari.
Breker would kind of add in, if the eyes are intact and they don't need regrowing, lesser restoration should help with blindness.
You are lucky you aren't afflicted by some sort of curse. Because Devii has like this eye that's messed up, but like I've been trying to fix mine for quite a while, but it is more than just magic, let me tell
Breker
you.
kind of quieter would be like, if you do have a curse, you have to work with her instead, and point to Dallan, who's like someplace like scratching her butt
she's in the back and she's like, oh yeah, I was about to say something, but thank you. I can do that. But as you can see, I lost mine different means. I probably deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or Scout was pissed and she points to the owl. You'll never know unless you ask me or ask me out to dinner. And she does like this sassy little pose as you guys heal the mother. But yeah, mark off the spells and you guys got it.
Okay. Yay!
Well done.
Probably.
You know, despite you being very sarcastic, I will, out of good faith, turn to you and say, good job. And see what your reaction is.
Breker just kind of looks at you, narrows his eyes, like, agreed.
Agreed.
Now put that away, and she like slaps the bag
You guys
with all the
watch
equipment that you pulled out.
as the magic takes
Breker,
hold.
it'll like be all over the floor, and Breker will just like, and start picking stuff up.
Yeah, you guys watch as the magic finally takes hold and she blinks, and it's almost like each blink there are scales that come out of her eyes, and they seem to be made out of ice as they kind of make the same sound as it on the floor and begins to melt near the fire. Very, very strange magic seems to have been at play here. And as she blinks more and more, you notice that she has these mystical, like icy blue eyes, just gorgeous eyes. And you can see both of her son and her son's partner come close and grasp one of her hands, and they both say, "Mother." And she says, "I had no idea the amount of stress your face has held at an older age. I'm so sorry. You need to eat more. Let us have a meal." And you see that there are a mixture of non-warrior Goliaths of both genders and teenagers and children that come through, and they begin to bring some food.
Don't have time for this.
And it doesn't seem like they're bringing a lot of food. It seems like it's just like a bowl of something. And they're like probably like a hand bowl. Think of it like an appetizer size, and it's basically like some soup like substance with a bone of something sticking out of it.
Oh, okay.
And you can grab the bone. The bone is dry, but there seems to be some sort of marinated meat that is kind of keeping the stew also to be continually warmed. And they kind of just put one in your hands, and she takes one as well. And you see her pull the bone out and just start eating it, kind of like a drumstick. And then she dips it in the soup to kind of stir it and kind of mix the different herbs that are in there. There seems to be some mountain mushrooms that are in there, and some cured meat that has begun to come off of the bone, and it's just like some reheated water on top of that. It's not very savory or particularly interesting, as you guys have been well versed with Icewind Dale. It's not amazing, but it does seem like this might be your first time, all of you, eating griffin.
Eating a griffin?
Yeah, this is griffin rib soup.
I ate them?
Well,
How would you feel about
why
sharing
not?
some of our infinite source of mead with them? I think this,
Yeah.
this could be spiced up a little bit.
Yeah.
Sauce.
And I just like empty a jug of water or something and fill it up with mead.
Unspecified meat.
You notice
Not
that one of the cooks will try to
mead.
drink it first, take a couple of sips,
Oh, mead.
and say, "It's just mead, sir." Okay. Well, pass it around. How do you keep making it?
Devii snaps her fingers to do prestidigitation with a spark and goes, magic.
Well, as long as it tastes this good, I will not ask any more questions. And you see the cooks start passing it around.
As we start eating, Breker would be like, it's unfortunate that we don't have our other magical item with us.
This is true.
It's a cauldron that can feed a village. It's a little bulky, but ultimately we left it in the 10 towns to help recover after the dragon attacks.
Side note, Rob, when the blindness ended, you said some scales fell. Was that leftover or was that like just magical effect?
It was just something that was coming from her eyes when she was cured. Yeah.
It didn't fall on the ground. Or something.
It did, but it was like it had taken form of ice and melted.
Okay.
No magic items.
Yeah, I don't suggest touching that.
Make a tattoo
Imagine-
that blinds you.
Imagine a dagger of blindness or a tattoo of blindness.
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually wanted to confirm something since we're at this spot. So the player, she got, whoever the person is, got tackled hard, was it? And got so angry he or she threw the ball and hit a griffin, and that's when the griffin attacked her. I'm gonna say her because we know who it is. And
Chief
then
didn't
in
answer, so- oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Alright. Are you being Rob or are you being
This is
in
Rob,
character?
sorry. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
too
cool.
lazy to hit the button.
That was so confusing. Okay. So, player got disrespected. Player didn't like that. Threw ball at Griffin. Griffin then attacked that player, and that's when the player was wounded. Is that when it happened, or did it happen when they were trying to kill the Griffin?
Yes, the act of attacking the griffin was not met unprovoked. It seemed like there was something about the game that had provoked them. But that is something that should remain in the Goat Ball Stadium and not against our griffins.
I may not look like an old woman, but I am a little over 130 years old. This sounds like a cut and dry case of misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Here's
Please understand me. You don't have all the details of the person riding off or whether or not they thought they were attacked. If they thought they were being attacked and thusly tried to attack the griffin, it would make sense. Now, killing your griffins afterwards, obviously that their reaction to what happened is not good. But their perception to what actually happened could be different.
Their perception is exactly why we're at war.
here's the question. Did the player attack the griffin intentionally, or was it just an accidental throw that went awry and hit the griffin?
Out of rage.
Exactly.
I would know all about that.
Intentions are a big thing here.
Very
It
true.
seems to be deliberate. Yeah.
That's what they think.
Do you see that both of the chieftain and his mate kind of put their arms together and just say it was their intent to harm?
Well, I don't understand this. You eat the griffins, so like, I mean, what are we doing there?
Well, that is an unfortunate meal that we are partaking because we cannot waste resources around here. When the griffins age, we comfort them until they pass. And then we utilize the resources that are left to us.
Oh, so you don't outright kill them? You
Of course
just wait.
not. We raise them.
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying this is like an animal abuse situation?
Correct. And also, we will fetch any of the younglings when they are learning to fly. If they fail too much, then they are lost. And so we will go down 15,000 feet and retrieve the bodies and give them an honorary ceremony wherewith they rejoin the earth through the cycle that is befitting of their bodies.
May I be open about the reason why we're here? We first visited your rival tribe because we are seeking information, as my assistant said, that we are trying to end the summer here, or end the winter by bringing summer. There are people in 10 towns that are suffering far more than you because they don't have the resources to deal with this winter.
Oh, I
And
assure you,
so,
we've felt the long-standing effects of this.
yes, it's been hard for everyone. And we are under the assumption, not even assumption, we have evidence leading towards a ancient city that has magical relics that can control the weather that we have read about. And the portal to this area is somewhere in the glacier. Now, your sister tribe seems to know something about this, but won't give us the information unless we broker a conversation between you and them. They're sending us to come to you and talk to you. So, because we want to help a bunch of people in 10 towns, we are here trying to help another tribe, talking to you. If you would be willing to converse with them, with us emceeing the event, so that it is in middle ground, we will control the middle ground area to make sure that no party but besides us as an outside party is in control of the situation. And we can find out for sure if this person intentionally tried to hurt your griffin, and we can figure out a way for them to have recompense for killing all the griffins afterward. Then they will give us info, and then we can go and do what we need to do.
And both of both sides will be finally united.
That too.
There will be no bickering. You will finally be made whole and perhaps share resources and be a bit more stable.
Well, we will see about that. The conversations will never be good when it comes to anyone from Wormdoom. The Thun Lakalagos do not care about anything besides their own perception of strength. And, in addition, they do not know how to use the word sorry in a sentence.
Yes, but
Is that the main thing that irks you, that you didn't get an apology?
Is this
No
what
one
you
has
perceive, or
apologized for
have
any
you...
actions on either side. And I, even on neutral ground, would refuse. They will need to come to my home to apologize.
And it's at this point that you hear the mother stand up and the cat sit down on all fours. It's almost as if the mother has kind of taken the form of the room. Just, now listen, you have only repaid a meal for eyesight. You owe them.
Our tribe has dealt fairly with everyone. We let them in the doors, and we gave them a meal for my sight to be restored. Do you think that is a fair trade, son?
Go get him.
And his silence is
Someone
the
here
answer.
has reason.
Yeah, his silence is definitely the answer as she walks towards the negotiations.
That's why I tried to pull age rank with this old woman earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, I may not look like it, but I'm over 130.
Well, I was getting to that. And she says, you will obey the person who is doing you favors and your senior. Sorry, your seniors. And she says, basically, the elders hold the stories of the past in giant Vanvalor. She says that to him. And then she whispers something that you can hear, all of you, to him, but only Van can understand it because it's in giant. And she says, and the keys to the door.
Keys to the door.
Door.
Wait, door? Oh, hold on, what?
Like a door to a place that we might be trying to go to?
I tense up ever so slightly.
No, you
at
didn't
the
hear it,
mention
only-
of door.
No, only Vanvalor heard.
No, I said door out loud.
Oh, you
but-
did?
Door, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's the...
What?
They all like look at you for a second, and then he says, very well. I will meet on neutral ground only with my own personal entourage, and I will dictate who they are and how many.
Only your entourage, or do you want to dictate the other party as well?
Preferably, I would like them to be accompanied by you lot, and then I will bring my personal warriors and best negotiators with me.
I think
And I
it
would
would
like an
only be
unlimited
fair if they
supply
also
of
had...
how many people I would like to bring with me.
You was like an unlimited
Chief-
supply.
I think
Honorable-
you don't... I'm assuming as a chieftain you know how negotiations work.
And you need to understand that neutral means even in this situation. Neutral grounds.
Well, we can't always get what we
Stand
want now, can we?
Sorry, Goldy, what were you?
Honorable Chieftain, I understand that wounds do not heal so quickly, but one always wants their wounds to heal eventually. Sometimes that takes an arm, a reach out, to actually start the process. Now, I don't expect anything to happen in stone, but I am hoping that the people involved in the situation on both sides step forward to speak, not have those who are best at a silver tongue, nor ones who have a great amount of muscle and strength to impose upon the other. I think it might be best to have it at a place that is familiar to both sets of people, and to have the at least reality that this could end in peace, and not to have a simple one-way desire of what one wants. Wouldn't you agree that that would be the best path? I
See him
tried so
kind
hard
of-
to speak properly.
You did good!
You see him kind of exchange looks with his partner, and then looks at you. Goldy, make a persuasion check.
Yay!
Oh God.
With what we said earlier, that's not gonna give him advantage or anything?
Sure, I'll give him advantage, yeah. You guys were helping
Really?
out between you and Mesh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of essentially making the same arguments that were just built on you.
Yeah.
$16.
Okay.
Well, then I will agree that the entourages may match in number. And I will give you a number of people that I will bring myself before you leave to return news to Orc Splitter.
Wait,
May your mother come along as well?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
That would be really wise. She's...
I have a feeling that perhaps she was there when this all took place, and perhaps she may have some words of wisdom, or perhaps some words that all say. Sorry.
And with her sight returned, it will be a boon for your group. I might also add that in facing the enemy, you can bring peace to that which was lost.
So, Kaniaka smiles. While I appreciate your flattery and your wisdom, and she looks at both of you, this disagreement must be done with tribe leaders only. If there is to be a mediator, I will not be respected because I am of a side.
But you can be part of the entourage that is select.
That is not my choice to make.
I believe that player.
But she can be part of the entourage that is... Sorry.
I believe the player will hopefully be joining us. I will do my best to persuade her to come as well. May I ask, did you know her? Even in a match, perhaps?
Who are you asking this?
I forgot the name already. To the mother, to Kanaka?
Kaniaka? Kaniaka says, no, I don't believe that would be me. There is a reason that the chieftains must talk. She raises her eyebrows and then looks at Devii and gives a wink. So I must not be present to influence this discussion.
I'm gonna look at Devii. Should I yield? As in, like, stop talking.
Oh no, you can continue talking. I feel like we're getting somewhere in the negotiations.
Okay, but please understand that when we are as moderators, we will simply stop any kind of yelling, any idea of attacks to one another.
Any unfairness?
We wish there to be progress. If there are apologies required, they will be within reason.
Yes, I understand any of this, but who is selecting this neutral location?
We will.
Yeah,
We already have a place in
Who's
mind.
we?
This group, the Songs of Summer.
So they did not have any influence on this location, and you have it selected on a map in which I can view before agreeing to the terms that you're presenting.
Our agreement with them is that we facilitate this diplomatic meeting, and they give us the information we need. We have no extrinsic motivation for one way or another for this thing to go.
I suppose she does have at least some reason in her head. Very well, I'll agree to these terms.
Oh, I sigh out loud.
My terms, however, that must be agreed upon, will be, I will not be required to provide a gift.
That's fine.
And yeah,
I will be able to bring 5 warriors, one of which will be my husband.
Okay.
5 hours.
So he
It's
will
only
be
reasonable in this climate.
He will be also my secondary speaker if needed. Otherwise, the warriors will just be there as support for if things go awry and we need to defend ourselves.
Understood.
That
Some
leaves
neutral
our numbers
ground.
equal with the mediators.
Do we have your word? You won't have any Griffin riders in the back somewhere.
Yes. We
Well,
rather
we
keep
have
this
trained
separate.
griffins at different areas in which, if you would tell me where we are meeting, then I can allow you the information whether or not they will be in the vicinity or not. They have regular scout patterns that can be contacted at regular intervals.
May I clarify that the other party will also have 5 extra warriors alongside of their leader? A
Ogoliah and
total of
5
6 from you, 6 from them.
This is the terms that you laid out that I have already agreed upon.
I'm clarifying that that is what you're agreeing to.
Yes.
Very well.
And it is also understood that you 6 will be the mediators, is that correct?
Yes, we will have the authority in this meeting.
There's 7 of us.
7.
There are 7.
Who's slouching? This is very serious right now.
And I nudge Valen awake.
What happened? Oh, try drool again.
The dragon came to attack.
7.
Hilarious.
She will keep the peace.
I will not stay outside longer than I have to.
Like I said, her peace.
What?
Mediating is not my strong suit. I'll watch the dogs. You guys can do your little thingies. We have places to be and much faster than on foot, might add. I'll watch this thing, and points to Breker's bear that the guards are conveniently like a bunch of feet away from. Like, just trying to stay as far away from it as possible.
How are you not interested in this?
I would like cyclically command Bear to like, Bear, just let out us like a low growl.
You hear like one of the guards like fart in fear as he like sidesteps away from it a little bit far. Like,
I would also tell Bear to like move closer to that guard. Like 2 steps to the side
Like,
and sit down on
If
like
he
right
doesn't
next to him.
sidesteppingly.
you can see that the mom is cackling. Clearly, she has been privy to something similar with her crag cat, but maybe not as efficient as mental commands. So,
Like we tell the guard he likes head pats.
roll
Well
dice
then.
for this.
Oh.
You just see him go. Like, hold on to his spear. Can I go and break? The mom's like, she just shakes her head. No, son, you can't.
Well then, I do believe everything is in order.
I rub
what hap-
DMs. By the way, just
Okay.
little thing check.
The kitty's so cute again. He's so content and happy.
Oh, that's weird.
Sitting right here is her favorite spot. She just sits for hours and hours.
Everyone focus up in this serious meeting.
This is the best age when they just want to hang out.
Right?
A little older and they just want to leave you. Like, leave me alone.
Aww. I'm affected as well.
All right, Van, I messaged you back what she would whisper back to you.
Okay.
Well,
I like her.
yeah, she's cool.
Okay.
Well, since we're all seated, is there any other locations or questions that you'd have that has nothing to do with this? Because frankly speaking, despite our grievances, we haven't had we haven't had non-Goliaths here in quite a long time. Is there any questions that you have about our tribe?
Or perhaps...
Can you teach me how to ride something that flies?
Well,
Me too.
I actually have one last quick question about this whole meeting. By chance, is there anyone who was involved in that particular match still around? And could they possibly join us in our quest? Our meeting? Cats are distracting.
That was not a part of the terms.
Understood.
Goldie, you should ask if there's a way that you can go become an adult and be part of the tribe.
I became an adult in the other tribe. I don't suppose there is a possible way that I can become an adult in this tribe as well.
What?
I think that's a no. There was a trial that me and Chalcedony had time to go.
Part of the tribe.
Something that I'm getting stats. It basically made me part of that tribe.
No, you're not supposed to tell them.
I'm telling them anyway. I'm being
swear
honest.
to God.
I want to be honest. I want to be forthright.
What are you on about?
Never mind.
You trying to get on our bad side?
He's not saying anything.
I will be.
He
done.
sometimes rambles pointlessly.
He
It
gets
happens.
a sickness in the
about
winter
half
time.
full, half empty sometimes, right? He just flips between those.
I literally had the best moment in this entire game, and now it's like plop. No, he's dumb.
You're not. We're just trying to.
All right, I have enabled your vision to see the outside and the barricade on a map. If you guys would like to walk through, you can see there is a staircase. You can move your tokens through the staircase and go to the campfire that you can see.
Campfires are nice.
So I will point an arrow which way you should go. You should go this way first. And you are in this
Campfire.
room.
If you can move me to the campfire room, that. Ow.
Okay.
If you guys do not have Roll20 open, do not worry about this. But this is just for added context.
There we go. Wait, did I move myself? Where am I?
If you can't see anything, please let me know.
Oh, there I am. How did I get over there? I thought I moved myself and
You see the guards all smile when Van asks, "Can you show me how to ride one of those things?" And
Is there also any way we could maybe rent or purchase a few of them?
they all kind of look around and not really knowing what the answer is just yet. I think Arn just kind of takes hold of this and gestures to his companion. Hang on a second. Harad is, yeah. And Harad says, well, before we answer any more questions, let me tell you about the places that you can find yourself in here. And then maybe we can make a decision as to what you guys would like to do or what questions you may have. So first of all, you can go to the Shrine of Mind and Spirit in just the other room here. And he just gestures behind you, just like in a just small little room. And beyond that is the Griffin's Cave. We can go into there and view some of the nests where we tame the griffins. The other pathway that you pass on the way here is the Shrine of Strength and Honor, if you would like to check this one out. And the passageway that kind of connects the Strength and Honor place and the lower entrance is the Passage of Carvings that depicts our history. Beyond both of those rooms in the back where we brought your food is the Feasting Cave. And the communal area is to the north. Sorry, is beyond where we rest. And that should do it. If you would like to ask any further questions about the griffins, I'm afraid we would probably need to provide additional information if that's where you would like to go next. But you would have to go talk with Rahi, who is our tamer.
I personally would love to see the carving and learn about the.
All right. Are we breaking you into groups to do things, or would you like to stay together?
Well, splitting up worked for us last time. Why not?
Don't need to hold hands.
What do the rest of you like to do? I can put you into contact with different people and you can spread out.
I'll go with Van and meet the rider, tamer.
All right. How about you, curious one? And gestures to Chalcedony.
Yeah, sorry I'm not talking a lot, by the way. I can't really bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think I will. What was it? There was like a strength shrine.
Yes, there are two shrines.
Yeah, maybe I'll go and check out the
Mind and Spirit or Strength and Honor?
Strength and Honor.
All right. Goldy, I think it was, and the shiny one starts with the b sound. Breker, yes, that's the one. Breker and Goldy. Which ones would you like to go to? Places. What is?
Actually, I would kind of like to join Chalcedony, if you don't mind.
Sure.
That shrine sounds interesting.
So 1 for the carvings, 2 for the shrine, and 2 for the griffins. And Breker will be going where?
I actually would like to try to ride on a griffin eventually too. Maybe I'll go with you guys and I can see the carving later.
Perfectly fine with me.
Breker might try to stay with Arn and compare trophies and otherwise try to just continue to befriend him.
Okay, sounds good. If that's the case, then what Arn will do is he will actually tell you that he's going to the Strength and Honor thing because it's more his thing. So he'll be the guide for that. And you see there is a smaller 10-foot high cave towards the northeast of this room that goes past a shrine.
Can you see my chat?
There is a chute with some foothold. So we're going to do the Griffins group first. So that would be Devii, Van, Mesh. And that should be it. And then Rahi is somebody that you'll meet in a second. So oh my god, I'm so bad at these names. I want to say it's Harad. I think Harad is his name, yes. So Harad is the one that leads you out of the chieftain's chambers. Let me get through.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a while.
Trying to do something that's not gonna get you guys to go to sleep. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all.
That's coming.
That'll definitely keep us
We have a
awake.
cool song if we fly.
Was that the Among Us noise?
Yeah, the Among Us noise, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well,
One of us is an
Who's
imposter.
among us?
I guess we all just turned to Mesh, like, well, I mean,
Alright, this one's fine.
we gotta kill him first.
Yeah. All right,
My
so
camera's frozen.
Harad, leads you through, and he, while being less or more soft spoken, actually can take things away pretty quickly with his muscles. You can see he's very well built. Shows you where the handholds are down the chute to get through the north area, and I will drag Devii through that direction. And Van and who else? Breker? No, Breker's with this group. Okay, Mesh, yes.
God. I almost got through a day.
You can see that you can come all the way up here where there is a baby griffin. And Rahi,
bet you
you
it's
see,
ugly.
looks like... Oh yes, I have a picture for this.
Yay!
Nice.
My previous Devii character had a baby griffin. There's an owl griffin.
I knew you would like this place, Cari.
Yay!
Here you are. Here's your picture.
It is ugly. It is so fucking hideous. I knew it was
Can
gonna
you
be.
put it in?
But it's
Yeah,
a
but have you seen what baby
baby.
eagles look like? They look like that. But
I
without-
know. That's why I was excited. It's gonna be goofy
You want to put it in the
piece of
Discord,
shit.
Cari?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Just give me 1 second, and I should be able to do that for you.
It looks very chickenish,
It's
but
like
it's cute.
So you can see Rahi is fully bundled up, a bit thinner of a Goliath,
Oh, okay.
and has very iced over looking eyes, very gray blue, and super thick leathers, like all throughout to try to stay warm. And Rahi says, "Why, hello. These are some non-Goliath faces I have not seen." And he exchanges names with you and says, "My name is Rahi, and if that is too difficult for you, you can call me by my Goliath name, Skydreamer."
Ghost,
It's fine. Rahi's fine.
Right.
Ghost Spider would also like to see the griffin.
Ghost Rider.
The person in
The
chat,
viewer.
the streamer.
Yeah, I don't
Why
have
is
that
this
image
green?
just right here.
Oh yeah. How do you show the chat?
Very carefully.
Would you like me to pull it up on my
Done.
phone and show? Oh, okay. Yay!
Done. Oh
So
yeah.
that is what they're
go.
seeing right. My players are seeing right now.
And this guy is Rahi?
This is Rahi Skydreamer.
Okay.
That's what I said. The
I'll leave that up
hatch
for
thing
just a
was
couple of
ugly,
seconds
but,
here.
I mean, it's kind of cute.
All right. No more image.
Aw.
Okay. The 15-foot high cave contains 4 griffin nests, 3 that are clustered in the center of the cave, and 1 that is out towards the north section that you guys can see. The northernmost nest contains a full-grown griffin that appears to be completely asleep. And the wind stirs the sleeping griffin's feathers as it enters through a wide opening in the north wall. The wind itself, not the griffin. Beyond which you can see the mountain peaks and some storm clouds that begin to roll in. Sitting on the edge of an opening is a Goliath that is gently talking to the griffin as you guys approach to him, and he exchanges names with you, and he leans over. The youngling of the griffin leans against her, and Rahi is a lady, by the way.
Oh.
And says, "Now I'll have to ask you, come no closer. This one is still afraid of flying, and the mother is trying to get some rest. So just keep your voices down and don't get too close." As you see the little ones kind of nuzzling the leathers of Rahi to try to stay warm, essentially. She says, Rahi explains that the young griffin, she's only about a year old, so it's not quite really at the stage of getting over the fear yet.
Huh.
But, you know, we got some reinforcements, and she kind of she pulls her facial cover down and whistles real loud, like 2 quick chirps, but it's not that type of high-pitched whistle that you can do. It's more of like it's like a very weird shape that she basically can change with 3 fingers, her mouth to kind of resemble a craw of a bird, and it sounds like a double chirp of an eagle. And you see these 2 griffins just kind of sweep aside and kind of do an X pattern in front of you, and then kind of go back into the clouds. But she's got 2 pretty much on call.
Cool.
Yes.
And she also says, as she puts the mask back on, also probably not a good idea to get close to the mom and the bird when they're in the same room. She wakes up and misinterprets anything you guys are doing. I can't help you.
Takes a few steps back.
Understood.
Now, I don't know why you're here. So I'm going to talk with him for a few minutes and we'll catch up. And so the person that came to lead you here will explain kind of who you are, what you did, just real quick. And then you guys can kind of bring up to speed. And then he says, toodles, and he's out. So now you guys are left alone with Rocky. If you are here to learn how to fly, I'm afraid I got my hands tied down for this one today. I could probably talk to you a little bit, but not much can really be done for that, at least for the day. This one's fear of flying has kind of kept me down for a while. That mother can't sleep without me taking over. You're more than... Well, maybe... No, probably not a good idea.
What, more than what?
Ow!
You can't just start saying something and say, never mind.
Well,
Detect thoughts when he was doing that.
Don't be mean.
well, she is thinking about like potentially asking if you guys like awkwardly. She doesn't know what to do, so she's like, well, maybe they will want to help, but they're not really trained in this, so it's probably not a good idea. But you guys only caught the good idea portion. But she's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. I'm just low sleep like the mother, I guess. I think it's okay for you guys to learn a little bit about the Goliaths. Maybe if you're interested, you can learn how we work with them. Maybe.
Is there possible that another day we could ride?
Well, I don't think that the riding part's too difficult. We just don't really have any spare griffins. We made this. You guys know we made the stew today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we lost one recently, and, well, losing them is a lot faster than raising them, unfortunately.
Have you considered, do you have a net or a sheet to catch them when they try to fly?
No, they won't jump if there's a net. It's like...
1 second.
When they have a safety, they don't have the fear that they need.
What if they can't see it? If it's too far down?
She kind of seems a bit dumbfounded at that, and Mesh, you can kind of pick up, is like, they can't see it. What do you mean? These animals have better vision than eagles. Like, how they're gonna see it? You know, she's like a little bit lost for words to how to answer Devii.
Are you interested in magic? I might be able to
that's
do a spell.
That's what I was gonna say. I can. Yeah.
Well,
feather fall.
Oh, that, or I was gonna say fog cloud to hide the net.
Well, I don't know if that's really gonna do anything of the fear. The problem isn't really the fact that they can't fly. This one can fly, just too afraid to do it.
No, if you hid the net, they wouldn't know there's a net there. So they would fly.
It doesn't matter, Devii.
You know, if you want to be pig-headed...
I thought the issue was Griffin's dying.
Go for it.
No, the dying ones are the adult ones. They're just old. The raising of them is the ones that take longer. We don't lose very many young ones, if any.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
But
I think I understood that
no,
too.
that's totally fine. The little one won't jump to conquer its fear. The only time that we've gotten this one to fly is by pushing it off once it was ready, like a mother does. But it still won't do it on its own, and that's the hard part.
You
So,
give them
fly, right?
I'm a bit lost for
yeah,
words, but maybe if we why don't you
Van
shuffle over
you can
here?
fly, right?
Yeah.
Can he like hold the baby and fly around with it so we can see what it's like to fly?
It might be a better idea to make her fly.
That too.
With... Do you think that's something that would work?
And at least have the experience of being above the ground so it won't be as scary.
I believe that one has already flown. It just doesn't want to.
Yes, that's right, Mesh. This one has flown before.
No, I know.
It's a fear thing. It's a mental barrier that we can't seem to break through for some reason.
You're right. This was a solution to try and help it break through.
Yeah,
That's my
exactly.
thought
Thank you.
process.
So you're thinking that more iterations of flight will make it more comfortable?
Well,
Maybe if you fly while
yes,
holding
you're
it,
holding
and it has
so
that experience of being
yeah,
above the ground.
yeah.
Again, we don't know
Interesting.
anything about griffins.
Okay.
It has that protection
Just
of you
spitballing
holding
an
it,
idea.
knowing
Well,
you're there.
it wasn't.
But then it also has the experience of being off the ground and having
Right.
its legs dangle.
I
And
suppose this is a solution I didn't think of because we didn't have it as a possibility, I suppose. You know what? I've lost so much sleep over this. I'm willing to try anything right now. So, tell you what, why don't one of you try it? Or are you asking me to carry the bird?
you can do it.
It's up to you what you think would go better for the bird itself.
Well, I don't have any
obviously.
experience with your spell is the main thing, but I understand, you want to get at the comfortability of the bird's familiarity with me.
I mean, we could see which one it's most comfortable with between us.
Well, why don't we come inside, little one. Come on. And she leads the little bird away from the mother towards the den and attempts to help you guys familiarize yourself with the bird and says, now, why don't you socialize with it and see what comes of this, and then maybe we can make a decision after that.
Okay.
Yeah. We haven't named it yet. It's less than a year old, so maybe if you name it, I don't know if it'll respond to that, but we've just been calling it Little One for now.
Little one. Lolo.
Lolo.
Little one. Lolo.
It just kind of squawks like, "Mah!" It's like a small thing.
You are hideous, little one.
You see it like flaps its wings pretty excitedly, and then like the bear. It's kind of funny because it's kind of like a kitten mixed with like a baby owl. It's very clumsy.
Aww.
Kitten and chicken, baby chick or something looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Think of this as like basically the size of a baby lion. Like a cub. It's basically a cub, but it's a bit bigger than a cub because it's like got a couple months on it.
Yeah.
But it's got like the babiest and fluffiest wings. Like it just looks like it got like stuck a claw in an outlet, like just full floof. And lots of baby feathers, and the tail has like 2 or 3 long hairs to like start that tuft to help you show that this is like a male griffin. But it's like it's kind of like the first 2 whiskers on a kid in junior high,
But you said it was a girl.
No. Rahi is the girl. The griffin is a boy.
Its mom's the girl.
The mom is the girl as well. Yeah, so it's a lot of confusing. Sorry. I might have switched back and forth on it because maybe I didn't know in the moment, but there you go.
You did. What's the fun?
Well, get used to it. You can't even remember the recap.
Well, Lolo can be a boy or a girl, so.
Yeah.
Lolo.
So.
What about the giant word for courage?
For courage?
Yeah.
Do you just whisper it or do you say it? Like command it?
Coincidentally,
Yeah.
Lolo.
I command thee
Well, for its
courage.
name.
Rah.
For its name.
Oh, for its name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
Let's call it Koroth. We'll say that's courage.
Koroth.
That's pretty close.
How about Rufflet?
Rufflet.
Rufflet.
It's just a
Flufflet.
No more Pokemon in this game, God damn it. We've had Torterra and Turtwig. I will not have a third.
Please.
No.
Isn't Blackie
Go play
also?
Pokemans.
I'm
Blackie's already Umbreon.
Yeah, well, that's transliterated, so that's fine. It's a pretty generic name.
Right,
Thank you, localization team.
Name for Rufflet? Look it up quick.
Ruffalito.
No,
I'm not sure.
I'm not looking it up because it's not allowed. But
just
Van
said
says
it's
Koroth
transformations
for
now.
courage, which is giant for
You just
courage.
said that.
Washibone. Washibone is rough.
Yeah,
That does
that's
not
the
sound
name.
right.
That's really good because it's Washi is an eagle, and then what's the other bit?
Oh, wash.
Washibone.
Yeah, so.
Washibon, yeah. That's a good name.
Washibone.
Yeah.
What's Braviaries?
Braviary.
Wa Guru. Waguru.
Wow.
Wargle.
No, that's weird
first
translation.
one.
It's
Yeah,
Waguru.
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 Okay, Alpha, no Pokemon.
Thank you,
Ever.
Cari. At least someone is on my side for this.
0 Pokemon. Third.
All right, so Korath it is.
Oh.
Well done. Okay, so Van, is anyone else helping Van in this moment between Mesh and Van and Devii that is actually here to talk to this thing?
Cal's not here.
I'll have Blackie, like, you know, as an example, petting and handling.
Oh,
Use him as an example for interacting with the.
I'm like 99% sure one of the birds' like top prey a lot of the time is lizards. So I'm not
yeah.
not like
Eats it.
super stoked about.
Yes,
Like,
if you kind of go for them.
You see that when Vanvalor tries to name it and gets closer to it, it's like Big Beak like latches onto like your snow boot and just kind of like nips at it quite a bit.
So fucking cute. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ.
It's got like score marks in your boots now.
Friggin' heck.
I would
Devii goes
like.
to the warmest corner in the room, seeing that the other two have put their dominance into trying to tame this little thing. She's like, I'll let you guys do it. I'm just gonna go into this warm corner.
You see the birds after stop nipping and like watching this weird thing with Mesh sees the skinny lady walk off and just kind of goes like, ah. It kind of like does the thing where it like looks at you this way and then turns its head to like watch you because its eyes are on the side.
I'll cock my head towards it.
It kind of just switches sides. Ah.
God, it's so ugly. I love it.
It's cold.
It also does the thing that a kitten does, Cari, where the tail goes like straight up and kind of does the little waddle towards you.
It's so cute. I like it. If it comes up to me, I'll definitely put my hand. I'm like, get on my knees, put my hand out, let it sniff me.
Okay,
and
make
then
an animal handling check if you're doing that.
Okay.
Can I just say out loud, I picked the wrong group to be with.
I know, right?
You
It's
did.
the second time I rolled a 13 today. What is my animal hand?
Would it be with advantage because we were trying to get it to
No, 16.
You pass. So close to a failure. So close.
He wanted you to lose a finger.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I
The
already
thing
missed
nips at
mine.
you, but you like snap your hand off and like rest it on the beak to kind of like correct it. Like, no, don't do that.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of just does the thing where it like lowers its head. It goes like,
That's better.
mm.
No biting.
You hear like the low growl. It's like,
Can they purr?
She just imitated. You're so ugly. I love you.
it kind of just headbutts you.
On the knee, probably.
Yeah, on the knee, just like. And then it like waddles over to Van.
Okay, bye.
Like it just literally is beep bopping around in here.
Yep.
Happy as a clam.
You know, it's gonna be gorgeous when it grows up.
Oh, yeah.
So while this is
So
going
ugly
on,
right now, though.
the Rahi will tell you guys some more information.
Ooh, excuse me.
Says the Goliaths of our clan, the Akhenathi, if you didn't know, we raise and tame griffins using ancient methods passed down through our generations. I am the lead tamer.
Oh.
And I would share these secrets with the clan members who show a great wisdom to me specifically, and I might impart this to another. So, typically speaking, I know that. Sorry, this is Rob speaking now. I don't actually know if I confirmed that there was people riding outside at one point, but I need to retroactively correct that. They don't ride them.
Oh, okay.
So.
What do they use them?
So here's what I'll get to. If you were to see them, a griffin that was ridden by someone, I'm sure that there are some methods of training that could potentially get you there, but our clan has never ridden them. We use them like a falconer might use a falcon, or a attack dog might use an animal for hunting. These griffins are taught to respond to our whistles, and they never stay too far from us as masters. Hence what the display was outside earlier, when you saw the two under my command to pick up the bird if it were to fail its flight test. So I believe if any of you wanted to potentially commit the time, maybe if you do something for me, then I would maybe tell you a bit more about taming one yourself.
Devi's lost interest. She just wanted to ride one.
Now, I would say that I could...
She doesn't show it to them. She doesn't show
Cari,
that.
it's okay. I'm going off of a different tangent. Rahi says, now, I would only really be able to help you train one for the purpose of taming it. What you do with it after that is up to you, but...
Well, my thought process was I thought you guys rode them so you could teach me how to ride something that flies, because I have something that could potentially fly, but I don't want to not be able to do it properly and fall off.
I understand. Well, unfortunately for you, we can't really help you in that department because we don't train them for that. But I can teach you to... I could teach you, if you had one, to potentially make it so that it would be very efficient as a assistant, if you will, or somebody that could be trained to hunt with you or for you, or something that could fight alongside of you. I don't know, but
I mean, if
usually griffins take about 3 years to be fully grown, and they take about a year to train.
If all we do here is help you get this little guy off the ground, then I'd say that's a win.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Well, this little one will be as big as the mother in about 3 years, and it will be about as big as you, maybe a bit bigger, in about 2. So they grow very quickly.
He seems to really like you, Van.
I'm just trying to check what this one is.
Brain is melty.
No, you're fine. Melty
Less
brain
than
is
a
melty.
year old. Okay, so yeah, this one is less than a year old, but getting close to a year. But yeah, if you do something for our clan, maybe you do something for me. Tell you what, if you can help me with this thing, then I'll teach you how to tame one. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah. Are they in the wild? Can we come across them, or are they just here?
Oh, there's hundreds of thousands of them out here, but you know, if this one takes a particular liking to you, then and it imprints on you more than it's imprinted on me, then it's not really up to my choice, though, is it?
Is it old enough to leave its mother?
Not quite yet, no.
Not quite.
No. But,
I have my cat, so I'm not too concerned with having another companion. But if we can do something for you and you do something for us.
Well, I was hoping to be able to do this myself.
That might, like
Okay.
it.
I was hoping to be able to tame this one myself, but this is kind of the last piece that bonds the griffin away from the mother and towards another. Just, it's that fear factor, the ability to disconnect from something else, to be dependent is the biggest thing that requires flight and also companionship, because it moves from a dependence to a trust instead. So whoever would like to do it, I'm afraid you're on your own. But in game terms, you can tell me what you want to do, and I will give you a check that you can run. But you notice that Devii was able to calm it with her check. Actually calm the creature down quite a bit.
Okay. Nice.
Any chance me and Cal can just simply come back here later after we check out the shrine?
Yeah, we can probably still do that.
Maybe we can do that.
I know me and Jodie really want to do this.
Yeah,
Your time cutoff is coming also, Rob.
Yeah, it's now.
Midnight here, so we could maybe do them next.
Oh no!
Yeah, well, Goldy and Chalcedony did get a lot of screen time last time, so and Jodie's not feeling too particularly good this week, so
I'm feeling really rough. Yeah.
So here's what I'll do: is I'm gonna cut back to Breker, talking with the chieftain to close.
I kind of wanted to like talk to him about like, you know, it's a little Spartan over here. Like, we've been around 10 towns enough to know that communities work best when they're working with others. It's this feud. I mean, it benefits no one. It's actively hurting both of your tribes here. I personally don't have a vested stake in it. If you guys are going to the meeting, that's us, and we'll be out of your hair in no time. But for the betterment of your tribe, you guys should try to end this thing. Try to squash this thing.
We will see at the meeting what we can mediate, but Breker, listen, we have tried so desperately to continue with what we are trying to accomplish here as tribesfolk and as enemies with them. I guess even when we were together, this was all before things got worse. I understand the ramifications, but I cannot waver on principle. You are asking us to give up my character.
You don't look strong. Stubbornness isn't a strong look. Doing the right thing is going to be what people talk about for legends. Like, how many chiefs have there been that have prolonged this feud? They mean nothing. The ones that are going to be remembered are the ones that make a difference.
He like lowers his head to meet yours, kind of does like a little crouch. Breker, I don't think you understand the cultural impacts of compromise when it comes to our tribes. A sign of weakness is not a sign of stubbornness. A sign of weakness means death here. It is not a simple principle in which we are unwavering and thick-headed. And if anything, we are like our griffins. When we fall far, and it is over. We cannot compensate. I understand that you are trying to mediate peace, but the cost is greater than you think.
Is the cost your ego? Is your ego that fragile that you would risk doing something for your tribe that would make you feel small?
There is no way to know until we get to a realm of reasoning. Because the anger and the hatred and the lack of
You
ability
say
to
anger
work
and
together.
hatred. I look around at your tribe, I see pain and suffering. There's no anger anymore. Your tribe, the people you are supposed to represent, don't want this anymore.
They came here and
It's the
murdered us in
same.
cold blood. Murdered our griffins. They are as good as our people. They
I
help us
agree with
survive.
that. Protect your own is always a very high priority, but protecting your own means something different than it did at that time. I believe in swift justice in the execution of it. The people that murdered your griffin should have been thrown off the cliffs. I feel like that would have been an adequate punishment at the time. If they
Folds his
truly
arms.
murdered one of your tribesmen, what were the leaders at that time were trying to pretend like peace was possible with letting a transgression like that go unaccounted for? This feud is on their hands, and they've made this mistake for your tribes. You need to find a way to move past it and look at what your tribe actually needs now.
Your words do not fall on deaf ears. I hear you. My squall, my arguments, the person I am upset with, and the people that I despise are not you, Breker. And the principles I wish for, I am not willing to budge unless there is an agreement on both sides. We both cannot waver. You will have to meet us in the middle and figure it out between us, not only with me. You have healed my mother. For that, I owe you much more than I can give. The least I can do is go there and talk with you and her, but not you and me here will solve nothing.
Healing your mother was going to happen regardless of you agreeing to the meeting or anything else. This, we operate on the principles of bring goodness and justice wherever we go. I will fight for you, and I'll fight for Ogalai to do what's best for you and your tribes. Because it is justice at the end of the day.
Well, for now, let's enjoy that we've slain. And let me teach you a bit more about our caves.
Breker would hoist his mug of mead.
And with a clank of the glasses, we end this week's show.
Yay. Also, shout out to cute little so cute.
Oh, that kitten.
All
I
right.
don't remember that being there before.
Last week was the first time, right?
Unfortunately,
2
chat,
weeks ago.
we have to
Weeks
end
ago.
the episode
yes.
on
Last-
Twitch because I need to go to work tomorrow. So we will not have the additional hour that we normally do here, and I don't know when we're going to be meeting next, according to my records. We've got Community Day next weekend, and then the weekend after that, I'm going back to the States, so I've got a lot of stuff to organize and very little days off to do it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I was Dungeon Master for you today. Cari played Devii, the Shatterkai Cleric Bard. We had Breker playing our ASMR Paladin. Meshadieme playing the Doppelganger Rogue. Chalcedony with the Satyr Fighter. Goldy with the Human Barb. And Vanvalor with the edgiest of vials. The half-elf bard from the tribes themselves. Thank you guys so much for playing this week.
See ya.
Especially to Breker and Van for waking up early, and Chalcedony for fighting through being sick
Yes.
and waking up
Yeah.
late just to show up today. So thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. You guys are great. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks with this game.
See ya. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Remember, you can make it.
Oh, is it Saturday yet? Because Precious on
Or is it Saturday yet?
Mesh, is it Saturday yet?
He's MIA.
I know.